Why didn't he or she get a second date? 1. She brought her kid to the restaurant without actually telling me she had a kid, then she saw her friend outside, got up, and left me with her child, who I had never met, for a 15-minute conversation outside. 2. A friend of mine told me about a date she went on. It was great, they both liked each other, made plans for a second date, and had lots of chemistry. As they left the restaurant, she slipped on some snow and ice, twisting her ankle. He just laughed at her and walked away. He texted later about the second date, but she ignored him. 3. After going out of town for the weekend, I dropped her off at her friend's house, which was an hour away from where I lived at the time. I told her I had to get back home to get ready for work the next day. She was begging me to stay and hang out some more, but I kept saying I had to get home. After about 15 minutes, I went to leave, but she hopped onto the hood of my car and refused to get off. After 10 more minutes of trying to talk her down, I gave up, got into my car, locked the doors, tilted the seat back, and acted like I was taking a nap. She sat on my hood for another 20 minutes or so before it started to rain. That's what finally got her off. She said, "Fine, go home, see if I care," or something whiny like that, and stormed off into her friend's house. I never contacted her again. 4. She ordered an obnoxious amount of expensive food while I barely ate one order. Then she passed me the bill, thinking I'm dumb. I flagged the waiter and asked them to rewrite the order as separate bills. Paid for mine and left her there. 5. Her apartment looked like it was ransacked by wolves. I'm not even exaggerating. This was a city apartment, so I'm quite sure there were no wolves. Most of the furniture was knocked over, boxes everywhere, and no clear delineation between laundry, food, and garbage. 6. She was one of the cutest girls I met online, and we had a nice dinner. Then she asked if I wanted to meet up with her friends for more drinks down the street. I thought that was fine, it seemed like a good sign she wanted to keep hanging out. However, she didn't say another word to me the rest of the night once we met up with them. I just sat and listened to their conversation for an hour, then awkwardly left. 7. Casually mentioned that she lost custody of her 5 kids. Seemed like a red flag. 8. Her ex just happened to be walking outside the restaurant we were at, and she invited him in to sit at our table and have dinner with us. I protested, but I had to take a leak, and the food was arriving. So I went to the bathroom. When I came back, the food, my date, and her ex had all disappeared. The time between this dude sitting at our table, the food arriving, and me coming back from the bathroom was less than 5 minutes. 9. Went on a date who was about 100 pounds heavier than her picture looked. She berated the waitstaff over minor things, didn't leave them a tip, and then had the audacity to say that I wasn't a good match for her. Which was just fine with me, honestly. Went back the next day to make sure the waiter got $20 because she stiffed them the night before. 10. I got followed after leaving the meetup place for like 6 blocks until I decided to pull into a Target and just hang out there for a while until I was sure he was gone. Definitely the scariest experience I've ever had.